Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Devlin's Pirate Radio Show. And we probably caught a lot of people off guard because that's not the normal theme song we start with, but this is a very special episode, so I decided we'd change it up a bit. I wanted to give you a feel like we're on the beach right now and just sitting here enjoying the weather and getting ready to enjoy some music. As promised, the last episode I thought was a little heavy, and maybe the last couple have been a little talky. And earlier in the summer, I actually did a episode where I played some of my favorite summer songs, and many of you said you enjoyed it. The many streaming 17 of you said, wow, that was fun. And so I decided I'd do it again, but I'm going to do it up a little different because I like to change things up now and again, which is odd for a guy who seems to talk about the same topics over and over again. But hey, musically, I like so much music, we can do that. Anyhow, we kicked off this episode with a song called Lost Straitjackets and the theme from Psycho Beach Party. A great little movie that came out, I believe, in either the 80s or the 90s that was a parody of those old Frankie and Annette Beach movies that so many people have fond memories of. The movie's not too bad. It's got a lot of laughs in it and a really wicked soundtrack. Some of you might not actually know, but I'm a huge fan of as I said, I love all genres of music, but I really love, beach, that surf guitar sound, Dick Dale, names are slipping me. The Ventures, the, Safaris, so many of them, great ones out there that I absolutely love it, especially around the summer. Who doesn't? But you know what? Even in the winter, sometimes a nice surf guitar sound can really do it for you. Why I say this one's a little different is because I'm going to feature kind of a mix of summery songs, but these are rarities. These are stuff that I've stumbled upon and I've played through various occasions in my life and stuff. So this is stuff like I'm like digging in the back of the vault. There really isn't a vault, but I want to kind of keep that magic spirit. So I dug through the vault because I want you to think that I spent a lot of time on this. Actually, I did a lot of time researching some of this great stuff and that. So we're going to take a look at some fun summery type songs, maybe just some fun ones in there just for the hell of it. And I hope you enjoy this ride with me. So get ready to join me. I will talk between the songs because, hey, that's what I do. So anyhow, while we're in that surf guitar beach mode, let's stick with the parody. There's a great movie that I instantly know I will be friends with a person if they tell me they love this movie. It's Top Secret from 1984. It's from the guys who made the Airplane movies, and it starred Val Kilmer. And it was a parody of Elvis movies and spy movies. It was actually done before all the Austin Powers and stuff, so it's quite a good movie, if you like that airplane style movie. Anyhow, Val Kilmer, it was one of his first roles, and you got to see him in it. He's just so young and might I say good looking. Might I say it. Anyhow, and this predates, The Saint, Willow, Top Gun. So it's really nice to see him in this movie. And I believe he did all his own singing because he played the Elvis type character. And I decided we'd start with this quirky song because it's kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a thing at one day. I used to joke it'd become a thing, but now the way America's going in North America, I wouldn't be surprised. This mixes two great pastimes, surfing and skeet shooting. So you'd basically have a surfboard under one arm and a shotgun under the other and waited for them to shoot the skeet. And if you don't know what skeet shooting is, look it up because I don't have any time for that. I'm at the beach and I'm enjoying myself. And we got music to listen to. So here is Val Kilmer from the Top Secret soundtrack with Skeet Surfin'. All right, there's some Skeet Surfin'. Val Kilmer and from the Top Gun soundtrack and Top Gun, Top Secret soundtrack. Hey, he was in both movies. It's an honest mistake. Anyhow, and if you get a chance to see that movie in the very goofy mood, by all means do so. Anyhow, I'm back with you. I'm sorry I keep going into this 50s, 60s DJ because I just feel like, I'm just playing songs, introducing them and stuff. Last time I did this special, I didn't introduce the songs because of the fact we didn't know we could get the rights, so we basically had to play it safe. This time I'm just being bold because I'm picking really rare music that they should just be happy we're playing it. That's what I see. So, yeah. So if you see some bad editing in this, that means somebody who didn't sell any records are trying to sue us because, we're playing their song illegally. Anyhow, so if I keep going to the 1950s DJ coming up, we got some tracks of wax and stacks of wax and okay, I'll stop doing that. That's starting to irritate me and I'm only the first bit into the show. Anyhow, I love vintage old records and we're actually going to play a vintage surf classic. And as I mentioned, Dick Dale and the Dale Tones, they're probably one of the biggest in the genre. They did Mercerlou, which is the opening to Pulp Fiction, and that song put them back into the limelight again and was just an absolute phenomenal thing. Now, Dick Dale's done so many musical styles. If you go onto YouTube, you'll find so many great surf classics by him. You'll also find a couple of cheesy ones. And you'll even find a Jewish song called The Star of David. So Dick Dale is very versatile. But anyhow, I've chosen this next one just because it's such a feel-good, cheesy song that I'm sure Dick Dale even probably regrets this one. But I like it. It's called Glory Wave. And I don't know, I think I kind of like it. I won't lie. I like it because it sounds like, glory hole. And I would assume to a surfer, a glory wave would be just as good as if a gay man found a glory hole. Okay, I may have explained skeet surfing to you, but I'm not going into glory holes. We're going to just go into Glory Wave. This is Dick Dale and the Deltones. I am back here and just enjoying my time at the beach, listening to some old classics. Not even classics, I would say. These are songs that probably people don't remember. And I don't know why, because they're fun, and that's what the summer should be all about. And speaking of fun, one of the fun things I love doing in the summer is cranking on an old Frankie and Annette movie. Yeah, those two crazy kids. The Frankie and Annette movies were pretty huge. There was quite a lot of them, and stuff like Beach Blanket Bingo, Beach Party, How to Stuff a Wild Bikini. There several of them. And I have to say that they were shown at the drive-in and became big hits. Now, I always rave about these movies, and when I watch them, I realize how god-awful these are. And they really are. The best one of the bunch is probably the reunion one they did in the 80s when Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello came back and did, kind of like what their life is like now. And it was actually really well done. So definitely check that one out. It's a lot of fun. If you dare, you can check out some of the old ones, but I still like them. I know my niece Marie, I actually introduced her to Beach Blanket Bingo, and she has fond memories of it. And even though they're goofy and silly and stuff, I'm very happy that she thinks of me. Annette Funicello unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, which I was very saddened by. She had a very hard life dealing with MS. And I'm not trying to bring the note down because Annette, still, I play her stuff in the summer a lot. And I feel badly for Annette because she had a wonderful life. Like even when in her darkest times, she stayed uplifted. But some of the music they got her to sing in these beach party things are absolutely cheesy as hell. And I'm going to try to find one of the cremes of the crop. This one's cheesy as hell, but it's also funny as hell. And it's from one of her classics, Muscle Beach Party. So here's Annette Funicello for you right now on Devlin's Beach Party. Ah, yes, there's just so much wrong with that song. Annette singing, gotta hustle the chicks now, and oh, I don't have to relive it, but what a glorious song. I love it. I love it. Anyhow, this next song you might actually, some of you may know because it was a big, big monster hit. And I decided to play it because it's also a lost classic. Because no self-respecting radio station would crank this out unless it was on a novelty show, or me, because I don't really have a music station. But if I did, it would get played because it just makes me smile, even though it is just like. Anyhow, it's Dickie Goodman's Mr. Jaws, and it was a big hit. You know, obviously when Jaws is a big hit movie, a lot of people tried to cash in on it, and Mr. Goodman, who was famous for basically doing things that us kids probably always did, just fucking around with a tape recorder. And he made big money from it because he did a couple songs in the 60s, and then he continued doing this into the 80s. But Mr. Jaws, of course, being his biggest hit. And basically what he'd do is he'd be a reporter talking to various people, and the responses from the people would be lines from hit songs of the day. You'll get the gist of it as it goes. But it makes me laugh. It's sweet, and it's got a snippet from an Olivia song. So what more could you want? Here's Mr. Jaws for you on my Devlin's Secret Beach Party. I like how I keep adding words to the title, you know. So God only knows what it'll be by the end of the show. Oh, the waters just feel so great. Oh, yeah. Just coming in, toweling off right now. Yeah, I'm a tough guy. I can listen to Mr. Jaws while I'm in the water. Okay, that's a lie. I couldn't sit in a swimming pool with the Jaws theme playing. I'm a real wuss about that. But hey, I do like the water. Anyhow, we hope you enjoyed that snippet. And for those of you who remember, I hope that brought a tear to your eye. Just like, oh God, I remember that. It was awful then, it was awful now. Anyhow, coming up, we've got another song and another memory for you people in the Hamilton area. You may have remembered this playing on the radio because it did. And this song makes me smile. I've actually had to, I couldn't find it on YouTube or anything, so I actually had to go into my own personal record collection for this because this song just cannot be found anywhere. There was a station that we used to listen to, CKOC, which played top 40 hits. And it was a fun station to listen to, and I've talked about it in the past. It was just growing up. I think anybody in the Hamilton area knows this station. You know, we'd get those little charts and follow the top 40. But some of the DJs there decided to do a group, and they called themselves the Scotty Pete Gang. And basically they had a kind of a parody of Rapper's Delight, and they had a song called Rapper's Defeat that they actually recorded and put it on their top 40 chart. It actually did surprisingly well. And I don't know if it was one of those, the songs went to charity or went to, you know, the people who recorded it. I don't know. But, you know, I guess a Hamilton DJ probably is a charity. So wherever the money went, it probably was for a good cause. Anyhow, they tried to remaster that again by releasing another single, and they came up with the Beach song, which I absolutely love. I absolutely adore this song, even though some may call it a little offensive. But it didn't do quite as well as the other one, but they did chart it on the top 40. But I guess people just kind of, the novelty was starting to wear off. But not for me. I'm still playing it here in the summer of 2016. Because it pays tribute to all those wonderful behinds, we'll say. Anyhow, here's the Scotty Pete Gang and a little something called Beach Bum on Devlin's fabulous Secret Beach Party Special. Now, I love walking down on the beach, and I just love it. You know, it's just great. And I love seeing it in movies. It's always so romanticized. But let's be honest. You know, you're basically getting sand in almost every crevice. You know, I don't even lay on the sand and suddenly I'm like taking a shower and getting like a pound of sand out of my, okay, maybe we should keep it there. But you know what I mean? Sand gets everywhere. So it's not always as glorious as you seem, but it looks good in the movies. But I love the summer because, and I'm going to talk honestly and frankly now, taking a little serious turn, but not too serious. I just love the summer because once the warm weather comes out, and we've had a pretty warm summer this year, the world suddenly becomes a skin show. And a shallow person like me, and don't get me wrong, I do preach inner beauty. I do preach, you know, everybody's beautiful in their own way. But every once in a while, you can't help but notice those gorgeous bodies. And I'm not just talking about the gorgeous men's bodies, but I can even appreciate a beautiful woman's body. And I love that, after, months of parkas and, being covered up, couple of hot days and it's a skin show in the world. Everybody's down to shorts and, bikinis and swimsuits and, okay, I'm turning myself on a little bit, and that's probably not a good thing because I still got half a show to go. Hope you're enjoying yourself so far in this Devlin's fabulous secret party beach. Okay, I'm not going to add that much. I don't have that big a thesaurus in my head, but I hope you're enjoying these rare songs. I actually hope to do more of these music things, every once in a while, just because I talk so much. And as much as I love talking, as much as I love having co-hosts, I think it's time that I enjoy my love of music too, and get to share it with you. And if you've made it this far, then thank you, because I know some of these songs are not for everyone. But anyhow, hopefully you're cranking them up and listening to them anyhow, because they're a lot of fun. We got a really short one right now. In fact, I almost think I should do two back to back. I think I'll do that, because the first one we've got is not from a beach movie, but it's still a fun movie and a great one to watch during the summer. Pussycat Kill. A Russ Meyer film that is just a wonderful film about three sexy go-go dancers who, just happen to like going on crime sprees on their days off. Hey, I don't judge people for what they do. Anyhow, it's a great film if you get the chance to watch it, and the soundtrack's just as phenomenal. This is the Boss Weeds with the title track, Pussycat Kill. Kill. All right, there's some Divine for you and Native Love. And I don't know, there's something so tribal about that. And when the heat comes up, I can't help but think of, like animal feelings, raw, savage feelings. So there's some Divine for you who definitely has a growl. And before that, the Boss Weeds. And okay, I screwed up big time. I know I'm a cult movie aficionado, and I left out a word from one of my favorite cult films. That title of the movie is Faster Pussycat Kill. I can't believe I actually forgot a word in the title, so definitely check it out. We have got some more great summer music. Okay, we don't need me singing now. I have to apologize. I'm a little out of it. For those of you who think I'm drinking, I don't really drink, so I'm not. I think I'm just getting high with all this great music that I'm playing. Okay, gotta have a summer show with the Beach Boys, and they had a lot of great stuff, but they did a couple of questionable numbers too. But they did one of my favorites, another short one here, a drive-in, it's called. Yeah, not only did they pay tribute to like drag racing and the beach, they paid tribute to the drive-in, and it's a real cheesy track, and we've got it for you right now. All right, we are back, and that is the Beach Boys, and you know a place that I love to spend the summer, the drive-in. As much as I love talking about the drive-in, we should be thinking about the beach, and I need to get into that water, So now that the Jaws theme is way gone, I need something a little more positive to get me in the water. And although this was actually a remake of a song, I actually like this remake because it's a lot of fun. And it's a perfect song. If this song doesn't make you want to rip off your clothes and jump in the nearest body of water, I don't know what will. Okay, this probably won't, but you'll definitely be bopping your head and probably singing it for the rest of the day. I'll take credit for that. This is Rocky Horror Picture Show's Little Nell, and a little song she recorded in the 80s, I believe. A wonderful remake of the Bobby Freeman, I believe Bobby Freeman did it. It's a song called Do the Swim. So let's all do the swim. All right, I slid another one in there since we were out swimming. I didn't want to rush back, and we had a little more of the modern one from the 90s, Barry Harris, and featuring Pepper Mache. How clever. And Dive in the Pool, a little party song there for you while you enjoy a nice wet swim. I'm soaked right now, and I haven't even been in the pool. It's just all this great music. Okay, that was a little nasty. Anyhow, we hope you're enjoying this special edition of the Devlin's Pirate Radio Show. But today, of course, it is the fabulous secret beach party mix. Yeah, I don't think I'll add any more to it. Just get crazy. Anyhow, I'm having a great time with it. We, of course, will be back next week with a regular episode for those of you who are fuming right now because I am not bitching about the world or talking about myself or flirting with a very handsome co-host. You know, my regular agenda. But I think it's nice to go off course for a little bit. Anyhow, we are going to go right off course now. I love that vinyl's making a comeback. Working at Value Village, I see a lot of people buying old albums and even 45s. And I love that, you know, people are buying those little turntables that you can carry with you. I can only imagine how awesome that would have been in the 50s and 60s where you just have a little box for your 45s and you could just open up your... You know, I imagine in the 50s thinking that one day somebody would tell them that you could keep all your music on your phone or on an MP3 or it's all on your computer. And, you know, and people would be like, "Oh, but it's not the same." And I have to agree, although I love the luxury of being able to keep immense amounts of music on my MP3. I just love the idea of just walking around with, you know, your portable turntable and then just cranking it open and then playing, you know, your 45s, your, you know, 33 and a thirds or whatever. I just love that concept of it. You know, it's a party anywhere, but, you know, you have this big luggage to carry around. Anyhow, in that vein, here's another great song by the Four Sportsmen, a little song you probably never heard before, but you have now. Records, records, records. So as the night rolls on and, you know, we have sunset coming down and we're listening to all our records, of course, summer romance kicks in and you start looking around that bonfire on the beach and hope that you'll look at some eyes that are looking back at you and summer love will blossom. I hear summer love was a nice thing. I never really had any summer romances. Hold on while I wipe a tear away. But I have had many, thanks to the movies and songs that tell me they were wonderful. I'm sure there's some that weren't wonderful, but I'd like to believe they were. I'm not saying I was never in love during the summer. I just didn't have one of those quickie summer romances with some, you know, studly lifeguard named Chad or something like that. It would have been nice. Chad, if you're out there, it would have been beautiful, baby. Anyhow, let's all fall in love with the beautiful tones of Joy Lansing. If you don't know who Joy Lansing is, I really don't know who she is either, except I know several of her songs, and she was a just handsome woman. She looked like she was about 6'3" and gorgeous. Big husky voice, and did a series of really bad videos, and one of my favorites is, well, Web of Love. So let's all get trapped in the web of love. All right, now that you're good and turned on by the tones of Joy Lansing, it's a good time to wrap things up, but we still have a track or two left for you. I have seen enough of those Frankie and Annette Beach movies and many other films that tell me that I cannot end a proper beach party special without having a luau. And it's just mandatory. You know, big old bonfire, crazy dancing. You know, I know we're not in Hawaii, but You know, you can go to the dollar store and pick up those leis. You can get all those grass skirts and stuff at party places. Okay, it's a little late now, but you should have thought of that before. You should know that I always end my beach shows with a luau. Anyhow, just make do, put an old garbage bag around your waist, make do. We can't all be living luxury by the side of the beach like me today. Anyhow, let's wrap things up with a little bit of a luau. I'm not leaving just yet. I'll come back to say goodbye to you. But one of my favorite luau songs was featured in the movie Grease 2. And since, some of you are already thinking, wow, this has been a major crap fest, yeah, we might as well end with Grease 2, although I'm a big fan of the movie. I know a lot of you didn't like it, but really? You didn't like Rockahula Luau? For those of you who don't know it, which is probably most of you out there, here it is. The cast of Grease 2, Rockahula Luau. Rockahula Luau. I said Rockahula Luau. Oh, we're Rockahula. Oh, sorry, we're back, and sorry, just enjoying myself. Because that's what summer's all about. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's a little different. I am going to do the music ones. I won't always do rarities, but I kind of like doing rarities because they're a lot of fun. Anyhow, it was a great show to put together. I hope you liked it. I won't say anything if you want to re-listen to this because you actually did like a lot of the music in this. I'm okay with that. Don't forget to check out, I can't remember what episode it was, but it was way back in May where I did another one with some of my other favorite beach songs and told some really good stories about the summer and that. Check that one out too. Maybe we'll put a link to it. It seems like a lot of work. We are working on summer hours here, but it might happen. Anyhow, it's been fun. You have a great summer, and I'll be back next week with more entertainment. And thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you really soon.